So today you're going to continue researching and finding secondary sources. It's all about having time to do that. And just a reminder that the next homework check, because I keep getting asked what the homework is, the next homework check is actually going to be when you come back after Memorial Day on Tuesday, 6/1. And it's going to be where you upload your history research notes and secondary sources so far. So with that, don't forget to be taking notes on your history research project notes and sources so that you're good to go, that you downloaded yesterday. Any civil rights work needs to be done, and the retake deadline is this Friday. I've messaged you through Canvas if you're missing the Chicano movement or the test. Don't forget to get those in. Your grade's going to change pretty dramatically if you're missing both of those things. Get those in as soon as possible. See me if you have questions on that. Ishani.
You cut out for me when you said what the homework check was. Could you repeat it?
Sure. I'm going to come up to the slides. I'll show that one more time. Okay, today's hub offering can be two things for us. We can have distance people playing among us, and we can have people who want to work on research or come in and ask questions. So I'll make two rooms so that both things can happen simultaneously. With that, it's all about secondary research today. So just a reminder about Wikipedia. We mentioned yesterday that it doesn't count as one of your sources, but we all know we use it, but because we can change it. I was once teaching a class, I don't remember if I told you this, and it was what I just looked up Abraham Lincoln, and they made him be from the planet Zoltar and have 452 kids. As I,
I've heard that.
Those things are wrong. So that's why, because it is editable, they do have a check and they check periodically, but people often use it for reference and then make sure the facts match something else. So if I look at the March on Washington, though, I wanted to show you how I use Wikipedia. I think Wikipedia has a lot of good stuff. For example, if they include photographs that's from the time here, they've actually cited it, so you know that's accurate. So it's a good place to get that. And then there is information, but you'd want to make sure it's accurate. Here's another good photo. Again, this one's cited, so that makes it easy for you to use. And then when I scroll down a little further, they actually have audio recordings from the time. Each one of those would be a secondary source you could use. It depends on the writer on how good it is, right? Here they have the actual flyer on the march. You could use that. So really good place for visuals because they tend to cite them, especially over time, almost always. And then if I look at the bottom, I often use they usually will include, now they're starting to include galleries where they put those other photos together. And then if I look below that, I have the references, and these are hyperlinked, so you could use those. So I often find that these sources might be useful to me, or that in research. So just be careful with Wikipedia. Know that we all use it, but make sure you double check the facts. Another thing that came up with the kid is they were looking at facts and they saw that the times were different. Sometimes people will talk about when a flight begins or when a bombing happens, and it's about where they're talking about. And so sometimes we have to figure out and go with one. If you come across something like that, let me know. Ishani.
Do you have a finished project so we can see how it looks?
Sure, the sample finished project that I showed you earlier this week is linked on projects. I'll show you where it is in a sec. So the goal then for you today is to find one new secondary source and take notes on it in those three areas. Some sources might take you 2 days, some one, but if you find one a day, you're right where you need to be. If you haven't taken any notes yet, then jump on in and do so, because remember our check coming up, and this is that good question from earlier, on Tuesday, June 1st, I'm gonna grade you for 20 points. You're gonna upload your note form. I'm gonna see that you have 3 secondary sources of your own, and I'm gonna see that you have 10 causes notes, 15 bullet description notes, and 15 or 10 effects notes. And again, this is so that you're ready to write and that I know that each person has found some of those basics. And you can find this check on the Canvas page. So what I wanted to show you is today's page. If you want to find the sample project or anything else, you're going to notice now there's this new bullet point, the research project information and links. When I click on that, it's gonna bring me to everything you could need for the unit. So here I have the sample project that you were asking about, Ashani. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna look at parts of it as time goes on at the right moments, but that's right here. The description and rubric is here, and then the step we're on, we did this step. Right now, we're here in secondary sources, so you'll find the checklists and the note forms there as well. So as we go, we'll keep adding what you need for that time frame.